Hello, hello, everyone. How are you, ladies? Do we have any gentlemen? I don't know. Don't see any gentlemen so far. Hi, Allison, Rebecca, Ronja. How do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, Rania. That's right.
Rania. Cool. Mariah.
Hi.
Hello, hello. Cynthia. Is it Christy? Chutney, Sasha. Cool. So many new names. All righty. Welcome to this call that I decided to host for all of you who have taken the Exposure Through Challenge. And the intention for this call is to coach you on what the challenge is about, which is writing your personal stories, sharing the lessons with elegant vulnerability, and how to relate your stories to clients' testimonials or clients' experiences or what clients would care about. So I have some questions that all of you have submitted. I have lots and lots. I have like 30 questions. And so obviously we don't have 30 people. So what I'm going to do, maybe they're going to join as we go, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see, I'm going to pick a question and then I'm going to see if the person's here. If I feel like it's really relevant, I'm going to talk about it because I think this is relevant to the Exposure Through Challenge anyway. But if not, we'll just coach on somebody who's present so that I can give you guys direct coaching. And I'm curious, is everyone here a coach? Can you share in the chat what your title is? What would you call yourself? So that we all understand a little bit more about who you are. And also, I'm really curious, where are you at in the world? Okay, Mariah says you're a coach. Awesome. Chutney says mindset and business coach in Miami. Awesome. I'm going to be in Miami soon. Sasha, dating and relationship coach. Cool. Rebecca, general life coach. Awesome. Rania, spiritual therapist and healer. Love it. I love that so many of you have like intangible offers. I love helping my clients who have intangible things to sell because that's my favorite thing to help them with. Content writer, copywriter from India. Awesome. Light worker certification course. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So we have coaches, healers, service providers, copywriter, intuitive guide. Awesome. Okay. So I want to know that so that I make sure that I coach you and make it relevant to all of you. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a question from somebody who said, so I think your name was Ambra. Is Ambra here? Ambra's not here. Okay. So she actually just signed up for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. So her question is simple, and I'm just going to answer it because I think it'll be helpful. She goes, hi, Juliana. At the end of each post, my CTA, my call to action, is to jump on a free call with me. Should I post testimonials showcasing the benefits of jumping on a call with me or the results that I've produced with clients? So I don't love doing like free calls. I don't love offering free calls because you're going to attract a lot of people who are not really committed. Like free calls, like what do you mean free calls? What is on the free call? So unless you brand your call, like I like to call my sales call, when I was doing sales calls, I don't do sales calls anymore, marketing makeover session. And the reason why I would call it that way is because you want to brand it in a way that's going to feel like you're actually going to give people something like a plan, and you actually want to deliver on creating a plan. And the way that I do my sales calls, I actually give a lot of value, not by coaching, but I help them create a plan of what they need to do, whether they work with me or not. And so the intention for the call is got to be something where they feel like they're going to get like a result, not just like a free call. Like it has to be something that is going to deliver value, but it's also going to give them like not a breakthrough, but how do I say this? It's like an outcome. The outcome is we're going to create a plan to see what your next step is. Oh my God, it's so annoying. This like ringing when people join. It's like trying to concentrate. Okay, so call. So I would, if you're going to promote your call, and this is for everyone, this is a really good question, because if you're going to, let's just say you brand your call, you call it breakthrough mindset session, whatever. then you want to make sure that you are explaining why should people get on the call with you, right? So what are the benefits of getting on the call? And then by the end, what can they expect? What can they walk away with? And you don't have to make promises about results. It can just be, we're going to get clear on a plan of what it's going to look like for you to insert YZ, for insert XYZ. So for me, it would be, we're going to get clear on a plan of what's going to look like for you to attract more premium clients, and what are the areas that need to change in order for you to have more consistency in attracting those clients. That I feel very confident that I can give them by the end of my call based on the sales process that I got people through. So definitely be precise. If you're going to make a call to action, don't just say, because, in the Expose Your Truth Challenge, when I was doing it, it was like 3 years ago. Facebook has changed a lot ever since then. And back then it was easy to be like, send me a DM or just reach out. Now there's so many people coming that we have to be more precise when we say what we want people to do. So if we want them to, send us a message to book a call, we have to tell them why getting on the phone with us would bring them benefits. And what is it that they're going to walk away with on the call? So I would mention essentially the value of getting on this call with you, and be honest and say, if I feel like we're a fit to work together, I'll share with you how I can help. Right? You don't want to get people on a free call and then kind of bait switch and be like, by the way, you need to work with me. And then that's going to feel weird, right? Like, I'm always very transparent, and I invite you guys to like have just be comfortable being transparent in letting people know, like, I'm going to give you a plan. We're going to work on that together. And if I feel like we're a fit to work together, if you're curious about getting support, if you're craving support around this, I'll share with you details so that we can continue working together. If not, we won't. Simple, right? But you want transparency so that there's no like weirdness on the call if you offer a free session. So I wanted to say that because that's important for all of you to be more strategic around your calls to action. Does anyone have any questions around that? What's up, Charmaine? No questions. Okay, don't be shy. This is the time to get coached. All right, so let's see how many people we have. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. So that was Ambra. Let's go with Rania. Oh my God, your question cracks me up. Her question, I overshared. How do I save it? Oh my God, that's hilarious. Simple, straight. Okay, what did you say? What happened? Where did she go? I can't see you, Rania. Where did she go? I just asked her. Oh, here. Oh, unmute yourself. I see you now. I can't hear you. You overshared. How do I save it?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What happened?
Oh my God, I swear to God. I did this challenge. I was like, okay, this is an exercise for me to like literally not overthink. So when I was like sharing a bunch of stuff from like my personal life, I was just a few days later, I was like, oh my God, I totally overshared. And I asked like some of my friends and stuff, and they were like, yeah, you overshared. And I was just like, oh my God, like, what do I do? What do I do in this situation?
Great question. This is what this call is for. Okay. So first of all, I want to acknowledge you for deciding that you wanted to do something to stop overthinking. And I want you to acknowledge yourself for that. This is what it looks like to do the courageous thing and stop overthinking everything we do. And this is part of it. We're going to fuck up. And then this is the work. And here's a beautiful lesson for all of you, but really for you in this specific case, that the antidote for overthinking is to trust, right? Trust that whatever decision we make, whatever move we make is going to be safe. And that is what is being asked of you right now. To appreciate yourself even when you make mistakes.
Mm. Yeah, I
right?
feel it.
It's like, hey, honey, talk to you. Like that part of you that's feeling a little insecure, that the like, 17-year-old girl, or however old she must
Yeah.
have been when she first felt this like embarrassment of like, oh my God. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, when was the first time that you ever felt like really embarrassed? This feeling in your body that you feel like, oh shit, is it embarrassing, or what is it feeling that you're getting?
Yeah, it's very embarrassing. It's very like early teenage, you know what I mean?
Okay. So early teenage, like what, 13, 14?
Yeah, 13 definitely.
What's one thing you remember that you were super embarrassed about?
Just like getting up on stage. Like I've been a singer for many years, a performer, and just like realizing that, as much as people loved what I did, they would also like criticize it,
Hmm.
you know.
And so your teenage self felt criticized and she felt embarrassed on stage.
Yeah, or just like, I was so much put on a pedestal that if I was not there on the pedestal, it was like, oh my God, I must have totally fucked up. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
So if you were to go back and hold that little girl, what would you say to her now as the adult?
Mm, I think I would say, fuck the pedestal, man. Like that place is not good for you. Like you just need to dance and be your own self. And like the most important thing is that you love it.
Hmm. Right?
Mm.
I love you. Even if people make fun of you, or even if you were on stage and then you didn't hit the note and you forgot the lyrics, or you were dancing and like you missed a step.
Yeah, she wouldn't care.
But in this moment, she's caring. She's like, oh
Yeah.
no, we messed up. Oh no, oh shit. So it's important to acknowledge that feeling of like, oh no, I fucked up. That sensation, she doesn't feel safe, right? She doesn't
Right.
feel safe just doing her thing because she's like, oh no, people are not going to like it, right? There's a part of you that doesn't care. There's a part of you that really cares, and it's her who's caring. So what's she missing? What do you think she's missing in that moment when she's caring so much?
I think just like the security or like just the knowledge that she's safe and she's allowed to fuck up and still, keep on dancing.
Mm-hmm. Can anyone who agrees give me a 1 in the comments?
Wow, that's so beautiful.
Look at all of those people. Alex, what's up, Alex? Is that Alex real, actual? My friend Alex Moscow? Or do we have a double? That's hilarious. Yeah. She really just wants you to say, honey, I love you. We overshared. That's okay. I love you so much. We're going to do these things. And
Yeah.
we're going to keep going. Like, anyway, right? You can fuck up as many times as you need, or as you will. I'm going to be there for you.
It's beautiful.
And from that place, you decide what you want to do. You decide,
Right.
okay, cool. How do I save it? Right? From that place, you decide what I want to do about it. And you can tell me, what do you feel like you want to do about it?
I feel like I would just want to be honest. Like I just want to be like, okay, so sometimes I don't know, I just have this word vomit that's like out of nowhere, or like, you know what I mean? And I just want to be honest about it and yeah, keep going.
Cool. And so here's what I would offer. Like, there's such thing as oversharing, right? It's not like, okay, well, I love myself, so I'll just continue oversharing. Like, you know what I mean? It's important to have the awareness of,
Oh yeah, okay,
okay,
I see.
I don't that didn't feel good, to overshare. I want to find my balance for what elegant vulnerability is, right? And I did it too. I was like, oh, maybe this was a bit too much, but that's the only way that we find the balance, right? And for all of you, I want you to give yourselves permission to fuck up, overshare, find your balance, and decide, oh, cool, this is what it feels like in my body when I overshare. This is like the emotional sensation that I feel when I feel the need to overshare. And this is what the real lesson here is why did you, like, if you look back at when you started writing that post, what was the driver? What was the feeling that was driving the desire to overshare? So that you can catch that next time and you're like, oh, this feels familiar. And then that is what becomes a learning. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay.
What do you think that was driving your like overshare? If you look back, were you triggered? Were you activated? Were you feeling unheard, unseen? What do you think it was?
It was like the mix of like just kind of like doing it to do it, and then like talking about something that I had not processed properly at that moment.
Beautiful. That right there.
But I was just like, no, just do it.
Yeah. And this is why I talk about elegant vulnerability. This is why I created that concept of elegant vulnerability, because elegant vulnerability is not just about filtering yourself to look good. It's about being so aware of what's driving your decisions that you can pause, you can sit on something that you want to share, and then reflect, what is really driving this decision for me to share? And then you can just gain so much self-awareness. And in that pause, you're able to actually process the lesson, right? And then you're able to then share, even if it just happened yesterday, right? Like, it's not like you have to wait months for it to share the lesson. It's just, if we all give ourselves just a little bit of time, a little pause, 5 minutes, 10, maybe a day, to process what is coming up for us, we will find the diamonds, we will find the medicine, and then we can share the medicine even as we are going through it, right? But without not having processed it. And that is what elegant vulnerability is. It's just being mindful of what's driving our decision to share something in our content. When you share the diamonds, those are the posts that are going to get people being like, oh my God, you have the courage to say that. And you gave me a lesson. Like, I see you, like, thank you for saying what you said. And then they're going to be like, that's the kind of leader I want to buy from. So it's just that pause, like, you're doing great in like challenging yourself to not overthink everything. Now it's just about like pausing when you feel the trigger. Can anyone in the comment gives me can all of you in the comments who feel sometimes the need to overshare when you're triggered and you feel like this surge of inspiration, can you give me a 2 in the comments if you feel that way? I'm going to put a 2 in the comments myself, because those are the times where I'm like, I want to tell everyone this is unfair, or I can't believe it, right? And then it's like, you can still write it. Like, you don't have to, not write it, just sleep on it. Then write it again, say, and then decide, get coached. Share after you get coached, right? You don't have to share everything right away just for the sake of sharing, all right? It's about the intentionality around your share.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's go with another question. Okay, so Ambra, I see you joined. I actually answered your question in the beginning of the call, so I love for you to watch the recording. Congratulations for joining the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. There's a lot of questions that you guys send that are not related to the challenge. This is all stuff we go over inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Like, how do I connect with your online content? Wait, how do I host an effective launch event that attracts my ideal clients? I'm having trouble getting the word out. Facebook groups are so spammy. This is what Megan Miller posted as one of her questions. And if you want to learn how to launch and get sold out, I just invite you to apply for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because I have the most amazing magnetic launch formula that really helps you just have a launch that feels really easeful and really calm. And this is like a bigger conversation. So I have a lot of questions like that. How do I create, let's go with Patricia. How do I create consistent and clear content? It's a little bit too broad. I mean, have you started with the Expose Your Truth Challenge? I would recommend that you start there to become, I think clear and consistent content, like clarity also is something that I help my clients with inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Like I help you clarify your message so that you can attract premium clients. But in terms of, I think for me, I didn't have the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. I didn't sign up for a program that taught me like how to write epic posts that convert to clients. For me, it was, I started with the Expose Your Truth Challenge, and I decided I'm just going to commit to sharing one thing every single day and making it valuable for the people that are around me, that are already in my world. So I didn't start by saying it needs to be clear. For me, I started just to build that trust with myself that I could show up every single day for myself and create value in the marketplace. Because you guys, all of you want more clients. And how do we create clients? We create clients by creating value in the marketplace. Then value comes back to us in the form of money. And so if you just wake up every single day and then you just ask, I know who my ideal client is. And then I know maybe what they're struggling with today. So what can I say to them today that's going to help them get closer to where they want to be? And you just write one thing. That's all I did. And I did that consistently for 30 days and then for 60 and then for 90. And then all of a sudden people were like, I think you can help me. I like you. You're cool. You have an awesome point of view from the industry and seems like you can help me. And then people will just start coming to you. So it's like the more you simplify the process, the easier it's going to be. Okay, let's go with, okay, Sarah. What are the ways that we can tie our personal stories or our client stories to our messaging? I love that. Sarah Ong, are you here? You can just unmute yourself because I can't, there's so many pages here to scroll through. Okay, she's not here. All right, let me go with, hi, Julianne. I'm having challenges on what to call my ideal clients in my copy. I work with coaches and mentors, but now I want to expand on the people that I want to serve, like counselors, psychologists, spiritual entrepreneurs, those who work in the personal development realm and are females. Justine, are you here? Justine, 1, 2, 3, Justine. Okay, so I'm going to answer these just briefly because I want to just solve this problem for all of you. It doesn't matter what you call your clients. You can call them people, right? And the most important thing is that you focus on what is the problem that you help people solve. So I don't care if I help coaches of all types of income levels. I don't just focus on people who are at 7 figures or 6 or 0. And this is what people are like, kind of like, what? You help like all the coaches? I'm like, yeah, I help all the coaches. But what every single coach that I work with has in common is that they have a problem with their message. So they're not attracting the types of clients that they want because they're not articulating the value in a clear way that makes it easy for people to say yes. And so they have a problem with their message. And so that is what I talk about at all times. Probably you've seen that all my content is like, I help you clarify your message. The most important thing you can do is to clarify your message because I truly believe that in my bones. So I'm not too worried about whether, several coaches from different niches are going to come to me. I'm available for that, but I mostly speak to coaches because that's the majority of my audience. And then I speak to the problem that I help them solve. So if you guys just focus on, this mic just keeps going up. It's like the more that I try to push it down, the more it goes up. What's going on here? So if you just focus on the problem and forget about whether they're psychologists, whether they're spiritual, whether they're entrepreneurs, so many people get caught up in that. You just call it like spiritual entrepreneurs, right? But what is the problem that you help them solve? That is going to have more impact in your conversions and in the clarity of your message than like what you call your clients. So many people have so much drama around that. And it's not really about whether your niche is like the age of the people or the title. It's just what's the problem you solve. And then you can start refining like I didn't start just with coaches. I started with like service providers, right? Copywriters and brand designers and coaches and also in consultants, right? And then I just honed in on coaches, but I still get like, I have like 2 clients who join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind and they're copywriters. I have brand designers, but I don't spread out my message just because I have 2 people that are also copywriters, right? So you want to look at the majority of your market because there's always going to be 20% of people that join your program and they're not specifically the right title, or maybe the gender. Like I don't say women, I say coaches, and I get male coaches joining my program and I'm cool with that, right? So it's more about the problem versus what you call people. Okay, let's see. I wanna coach somebody who's here. So Chanel, are you here? From South Africa? I wonder why people just submitted a question but just didn't show up. Nope, not gonna coach you on it. Rebecca, Rebecca Thornberry, are you here? Okay, you're here. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly. Where are you calling in from?
I'm in Colorado.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read your question. You're saying, I've been loving the challenge, but question, most of the engagement I get, most of the new followers I'm picking up are people who are trying to sell me their products. Does this have anything to do with my messaging? Is this just part of the course? It feels like I'm not speaking to the people who want my help, rather to people who want to help me. Oh my God, that's fascinating. I love that. Is there anything I can or should do to attract potential clients instead? Okay, amazing. So tell me, who do you help?
I help men and women, but I help people who are, this is why this is probably why I'm confused, but I help people who need to connect or want to know what they want, trying to figure out what they want. I help people connect to their true desires and make powerful decision. And I actually just created a course specifically for this, like how to define your desire, decide you get to have it, and then devote yourself to it so that you can create really anything.
Okay, so you help people create an intention and just attract the intention, like create the life they want. Okay, well,
don't know what they want.
Well, people clarify what they want when they don't know what they want. Is that like kind of like life coaching, would you say?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, great. So there is room for clarity around that. Just to be honest, there is room for clarity, which I think is reflecting in your messaging. And I'm curious if the messaging or like the words that you're using in your content are, and the stories that you're sharing are kind of expressing when you were in doubt and when you didn't know what you wanted. And then maybe that's what's attracting people who are like, oh, maybe she needs my help, right?
Probably. I think because part of even my personality is very like empathetic, and I can really get into the pain, the problem. And yeah, I think partly in why I did this challenge is I really want to come across as more of an expert.
Totally.
Yeah, I help people find their why. Thank you.
So, perfect. So you're really good. Empathy is really important to write great copy, because what a lot of people miss is helping people feel like understood in their copy. So you have that gift, which is amazing. It's like this raw like gift that you can use to create high converting copy. Empathy is like literally my secret to write amazing copy, because I just can really say things that touch into the feeling of how people feel. And they're like, oh my God, that's exactly how I felt. How did you know? And so keep honing that in. I think you're being really good at probably sharing how people feel and like talking about the problem. And then I would like pull the reins a little bit back on that and really sell the vision of what it would feel like to have, or to be clear. What is it that somebody said that you do?
Like help people find their why.
Yeah, and help them envision what their life would feel like once they're clear. Like, what is their day-to-day gonna look like when they know their why? Because people don't care about knowing their why. You don't sell them that. Don't tell them like, knowing your why is the best thing. They don't care what they that's like the vehicle. They want the transformation. And that's what I want to encourage you to get clear on. What is the transformation that they're going to experience once they work with you? What is that like, promised land? What is the desired life that they want to have, or some of the common results that your clients have? And can you talk more about that and saying, if this is the life that you want, if these are the results that you want in your life, I can help you. I'm an expert at this. I've been able to help myself, my clients, and just like being more solid when you're kind of creating that vision. Because maybe right now you're really good at presenting the before they work with you and like connect with that pain. But now we really need to solidify the after and the authority piece by saying, not only I can help you get your vision, but I'm the right person for you.
Right.
Those two things, I would make sure that you're honing in more.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I speak really conceptually, and I think I have a hard time getting really like clear on actual results. Like, with peace, right? Like internal peace, which sounds great, but I see that's probably like.
So, okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a trick so that you really ground this stuff in like the 3D, because like so many of my clients are great at like speaking like 5D. And so like, how do we ground it in the 3D? So if you think peace, freedom, internal peace, what does that look like in their daily life?
Mm-hmm.
What would you say?
You're asking me?
Yes.
I mean, they're more present, but so what does that look like? Like they don't need to like buffer, like drink or distract themselves. There's less conflict in their life with other people. They're less anxious. What else? Internal peace. Like,
okay, so let me ground that even more. So great job. Like here's the next step. So you wake up feeling like you don't have to worry about having had a fight with your husband the night before.
Right.
You wake up like, or when you come home from work, you just no longer feel this like pull to open that bottle of wine. You like feel really good in your body and can go to sleep without drinking.
Yeah.
Or you wake up. Do you see what I just did? I just turned it into a daily moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it's going to change the game for your copy. I teach this concept called minute-to-minute manifestations inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. And this is what it is. It's just grounding your copy in like these big fluffy terms to have more of a daily moment. So describing that moment that they're going to really notice the difference. Even if you have lots, like a lot of my clients are like general life coaches. And they crush it because they're just clear in what this, even though they coach on all the things, right? And they don't have a niche, but they're really attracting clients because they just describe what is the actual transformation in all of the areas in a really detailed way. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. That's definitely where I need to work too, like just focusing on one tangible result. Yeah. Thank you.
You're so welcome. There was something that I wanted to say to, who did I coach first? Was it, I can't remember how to pronounce, Ronya. I forgot to tell you something. You know what the first step to all of this is? Is Ronya still here? Unmute yourself if you are. Where is she? Maybe she just got coached and she just pieced out. That's hilarious. Okay, fine. For any of you who feel like you might find yourselves in situations where you like mess up, step one, before you try to damage control, before you do anything, how can you allow yourself for a minute just to forgive yourself? Just forgive yourself first. Like, I'm so sorry for being so mean about it. Like, ask for forgiveness to yourself, right? Because we just want to go into damage control feeling like terrible about what we just did. And we just want to ask for forgiveness. Like, I forgive myself for messing up. It's okay. Similar to what I was saying, but forgiveness it just really brings you back to neutral, where you can now go into like childhood and being like, I accept you and I love you. We want to come back to just like at least neutral, because you're in deficit when we fuck up. It literally happened to me this weekend. I was like, in just an instant, I'm like, oh shit, I just fucked up. And I'm like, it's okay. I forgive you. It's all good. And then you go into appreciation. Okay. Let's go with another. You guys, it's so hot. This room is like, I'm sweaty. Okay, so let's go with Ivy. Are you here? Ivy Carla. Ivy. Okay, Ivy's not here. Okay, I'm gonna start going through the chat because you guys are here, so just post your question in the chat. Sarah, Justine. Is Justine here? Oh no, I think I already asked that. Okay. Okay, every other question. Hope. Is Hope here? Okay, I'm gonna check the chat then. I'm gonna go up to the top, see what questions you guys, and drop your question in the chat if you want to get coached. Taiwania, okay, you're gone here. Let's go with I'm scrolling through all the ones. Charmaine, Emily, Ramanada. Alex Moscow. Jenny's asking, would you share how to diffuse I can't afford objection via your expose your truth style content? Great question. Sure. I think that an I can't afford it objection, like the first thing that where my mind goes is, was there any time when I thought I couldn't afford it? And was there a way? And I would speak from a personal experience around all the thoughts and the limiting beliefs that I had around some like a big investment, and utilize all of those because those are probably all of the ones that my client has, and essentially share how I coach myself through it and where I took my brain to in order to be able to feel really delicious about the decision, and also share what the result of that decision was. Like I would even start like a personal story around like, you know, like how like the worst investment that turned into the best, you know, and how I thought it was going to be a terrible investment. And I like literally took myself to the world where I couldn't afford it. And like doing that would have been a terrible decision. And then I brought myself back to the world where it wasn't, and where I made the decision and what I coached myself through, and address all of the real actual objections that somebody might have underneath. Then I can afford it because like you said, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. It's like, I'm not prioritizing it. So I would call myself out on all the ways that I wasn't prioritizing. I would call out all the ways I didn't trust myself. I would call out all the ways in which I don't know, whatever other thing that your clients might think that are true, and let that be a personal story around who I got to become through that experience, and now having the result of whatever mastermind or the program that I bought gave me. So that could be one way. It could be a lot of fun ways to, I think personal stories are great. I think exposing the truth, you could also do like a myth busting content, like exposing the truth about what I can't afford it really is, and calling people out on their shit and being like, I know you think you can't afford it, but let me share this with so much love. Here's what's actually going through your mind. Like, tell me if I'm right. Right. And I would just straight up call it out as like exposing the truth about what that actually is. And then at the end saying like, if you really are ready to like trust yourself, if you're ready to make a solid decision, like this is for people who want that. Like I would, well, this is why it's so freaking hard because my ring light is like blasting. Okay. Yeah, so I would call out at the end the best people forward to make the investment. Like I wouldn't try to convince them. Can you guys hear that beep? Okay. This is the time where all the trucks come. And calling the people that are going to be the best fit for the program. That's how I would do it. Any questions? You want me to coach you, or do you want to ask anything? Was that helpful? I think that was helpful, I guess. Okay, let's see who else is asking. Okay. Ambra, hi Juliana, I wanted to ask this question. I struggle to be consistent and it takes so much of my time to write copy. Cool. So, oh, awesome, Alex. You will let her know. Thank you. Ambra, okay, so tell me what's going on. Consistency, huh? Unmute yourself. Hi, lady. Unmute yourself because we can't hear you.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I jumped in a bit late because it's at like 6 a.m. So I like woke up and like just brushed my teeth, but I'm good now.
Okay, let me ask you a question before we start. What inspired you? Just tell everyone. What got you over the line to join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind on Saturday or whenever it was? Just briefly.
Yeah, I think just that just like this desire like to really grow my business and to just make a decision from like the future me. Like I just love her and I just want like her dreams to come true. And I just like I have this vision for my business and what I want to do with my clients. Like I know, like I think your copy really resonated with me. Like I know you're an amazing coach. I get so many love letters. I know I can help so many people. And I just like wanted to commit to that. So yeah, it was a scary decision, but I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Yeah.
Love it. Well, Charmaine's here. She can tell you offline also her experience because she not only went to the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, now she's also in Momentum.
Oh, cool.
Star,
yeah, I saw that she replied and she was like, 99. I'm like, okay, great. Everyone's all fired up.
So good. Okay, so let's talk about consistency. This is going to be helpful for all of you who just struggle to write consistently, and it takes so much of my time to write copy. Okay, so here's what I want to share. What are your thoughts while you're writing copy?
That I'm terrible at writing copy and that it takes me so long to like articulate my thoughts and like I just like, yeah, I think that's like my self-concept when it comes to writing copy. I'm like, writing's not my thing, but I know like this is part of the process.
So right there, what was the thought that you had? You said so many, so but it was the first one that I want to coach you on.
I think, oh no, I forgot what
it's so hard. Oh, you said writing copy is so hard.
Yeah, writing copy is hard. It's not my thing. Like
my thing. Okay, so just with that, like let's just stop right there. How do you feel when you think writing copy is so hard? Is not my thing.
Yeah, I just feel discouraged, disheartened.
Okay, discouraged. And so when you are sitting down at your computer and you're about to write copy, you're writing copy, and you feel the feeling of discouragement, what do you do?
I might procrastinate writing copy. I might overthink everything that I want to write. Yeah.
So you procrastinate, you kind of like don't do it, you overthink it, and then what's the result of that?
Takes long. Like I actually see, right, that it's like taking me a longer time to complete the copy. And then I think it definitely like I can see the model running and I can see that like, oh, because it takes me so long. And because I'm having all of that mind drama, it just like further supports my original thought that this is hard and that it takes me so long.
Yes.
So
can somebody, can everyone who relate, give me a 3 in the comments? Charmaine. Julio. Julia really
Oh.
relates.
Oh God, yes, I'm not the only one. Hi guys.
You're
I'm
not the
so
only one. This is like straight up textbook, like all of you. We expect things to feel so easy and people make it seem to be like, it's like, oh, no big deal. But here's the thing. Writing copy is not hard. You know what is hard? What makes it hard? Your thoughts
like,
about it.
yeah.
Your thoughts about it is what makes it hard. If you sit down and you think it's hard, I'm not good at this, this is difficult, oh my God, what am I gonna say? What are people gonna think? Holy shit, it's gonna take long. That's what makes writing hard. All the thoughts we have about it.
Yes.
So the most important thing is that you're aware of that, right? I'd rather you just coach yourself to get to a point where you're feeling, maybe get to a point where you could run a model where that it's like, I feel maybe I can say something that people would love. It's possible that today I might say something that people are really going to appreciate. Because I think most coaches say like, copy is not easy, or copy is not hard, copy is easy, just decide that is easy. Just go do it, right? It's like, come on. It's not realistic, because you have thoughts that feel very real. Like it's hard. You have a lot of proof to prove that it's hard. And so you want to bridge that to what is your self-concept around copy? What are your thoughts about you as it relates to being a writer? And do that inventory. So tell me just a couple of thoughts so that we can do some bridging.
Well, I definitely have a desire to share my story and my message. I've written things that really strike a chord with people, and I get people saying in the comments like, thank you so much for this. What else?
Okay, wait a minute. I thought you said that you're not good at it. I'm confused. This is conflicting information. Sounds like you are kind of okay at it, at least.
And I think like I think what I meant was that like it takes me a lot of time. Like I think I expect myself to like finish like copywriting in like an hour, but like sometimes it takes me a good like 4 hours. So yeah.
Okay, but but I think what I want you to hear, like I hope that you're hearing me say this. The reason why copy is taking a long time is because you're having thoughts that are making it feel hard, right? That's the reason why it's taking you so long. So what would be the solution to having copy feel easier and take you less time? I'll just tell you, because for the sake of time.
Oh, okay.
You still have thoughts that bridge who you think you are at copy and who you actually are, or who you want to be at copy, right? Okay. So it's finding all the evidence for the times where copy has been easy, finding evidence for the times where the copy that you've written has actually been really good, and then remembering that, and that relates to like your action line. So if you feel curious, so let's just say you're like, I've written good stuff before, maybe I can do it right now. That could just be a possible thought that would bridge you into a different feeling. How would you feel if you had that thought of like, maybe there's a chance that I can write something good today that might help somebody?
Feels damn good. Yeah, it feels good. I feel hopeful. I feel excited. I feel curious.
That's the one. That feeling, you guys, has made me millions. Feeling curious, even when shit doesn't work out, that's everything. And so when you're feeling curious around, maybe I can say something that's going to impact people, you're feeling that feeling of curiosity, you're going to go and write copy from a place of like, well, what did I write about before that people loved? Let me write about that again. Oh, let me look at all of the ideas that feel like work. What has worked for me in the past? What is something that I want to try out differently? And then you go with the least path of resistance, right? Or something that's like, that feels more that you can get started with. And then you repeat that over and over again. The way that you show up to your writing sessions is from a place of like, you know, when I write, I'm like, you're so brilliant. I can't wait to see what comes out of your brain today.
I like that. Yeah.
I get myself to that place. So I rather you spend, if you feel really blocked around copy, like pause, coach yourself on what are those thoughts that are happening, do models on those, since you know the model, and then get yourself to a bridging model. And then from that place, write. And I'm not saying don't write that day. I'm saying continue to write, but coach yourself on your thoughts, because that is what helped me become a really good writer, coaching myself on the thoughts that I was having about myself, what people would think, what I was going to say. When I coached myself through that, little by little, I would just start like writing with more ease. I would see, oh my God, I actually wrote that and people loved it. Maybe I can just trust myself and I don't even have to coach myself on it. Right. And then you just start just trusting yourself, or even if everybody hates what you wrote.
Doesn't matter, actually. It's me.
It's like, great, more exposure. I don't care. Forgive myself. But back to the coaching that I give to the first lady, right? It's like, there's always a win. No matter what, you're always winning. Even if it's small, you're always winning by practicing. And that is what I would recommend that you stay more committed to. The practice versus the result of like, did I book a consult? Because I think when we put that pressure, we lose the consistency.
I love that. Yes. Okay. Right. Yeah. I think consistency, like showing up every single day, that's really more worth it than like, yeah, love that. Really resonate. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
I know we're out of time as well. So I was like, okay, I'm going to coach myself on my own thoughts when it happens, because I know it's just my mind making the, like, just my drama.
All right, lady.
All right. See you soon. Thank you.
Question. All right. I'm going to do one in 5 minutes. I have Hanovi. I help vision. He or she? Sorry. Hanovi, this is she. Hi. Okay, your question is, I help visionary entrepreneurs star seeds find their true purpose with shamanic methods, but I'm not attracting entrepreneurs with my marketing. I seem to be attracting clients just before that stage of becoming an entrepreneur, still selling high ticket offers, but not attracting clients. Okay. Well, I'll just tell you, just from reading what you said, visionary entrepreneurs star seeds find their true purpose. That's the reason why you're attracting newbie people who are not entrepreneurs is because that's where newbie people are in trying to find their purpose. An entrepreneur, visionary entrepreneur, they're not in a place where they would identify with the message of finding their true purpose. So I think there's a gap there. Maybe the true purpose is not the right way of explaining the problem. And that's where I would be curious around. But if you're speaking, find their true, maybe you're trying to say like people who have a company, but they're unfulfilled or something. Is that what you're trying to say? Tell me more.
Well, I was speaking more to this idea that there's certain entrepreneurs that are living kind of part of their purpose, but they're not fully embodied in what truly ignites their imagination and juices them. You get what I'm saying?
I don't get it. One more time.
No,
one more time. Try to explain it one more time.
So what I was saying is that I'm speaking to those entrepreneurs that are not living their true purpose. Like they're in a certain level of embodiment, but there's something missing for them. And they feel as though there's something more for them, that they're not in their full embodiment, their full kind of excitement.
Well, so can you give me an example of somebody that has felt like a client of yours, and maybe it's that you've helped, who was there, and then what were they doing, and then what you helped them do instead?
Yeah, so for example, I had a client that she was doing a lot of coaching, for instance, and doing a lot of online work, but really she was here to be a medicine woman and work more one-to-one and with retreats, for instance. So I helped her to create, I guess, a certain level of flexibility where she could actually do both, you know, have the online work and also the in-person work too. But she wasn't feeling fully aligned, like there was something a little bit missing, if that makes sense. And that's what I was kind of speaking to.
So you help entrepreneurs pivot into the career or into the business that they actually want. Is that right?
Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
So that's I think it's all the extra wording. This is very normal to do when we're trying to explain something and we use like extra words like true purpose, peace, love, freedom. All of that is confusing for people because they don't understand what does that actually mean. You have your own definition of what that is. This is why it took me like a couple of times to understand. So for me, true purpose might be different from what Charmaine might think, from what Brenda might think. And so it's so important that we are clear around what that actually means. And so it sounds like the problem is that they're unfulfilled, they're missing something in their career, and then you help them pivot to the career that they actually want, or to the company, to creating the company that they actually want. That's a more clear person. So as an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, they got the business that they wanted, but now they don't know what they need to do. But now they realize that they want something else and they don't know how to pivot. They're scared. There's a lot on the line because they have a successful company. How are they going to make their income? What is the right thing for them to do? That is the problem, right? They're unfulfilled. They want to pivot. They don't know how. You help them find what that is and help them land safely. That is the core shift that your message needs to have for it to be more clear. Does that make sense?
Awesome.
Does that land with you?
Yeah, I think I need to kind of play with it more and explore it, but it's giving me a few ideas.
Cool, awesome. Alrighty, my loves. Well, that's all the time we have today. Did you guys love it? Before you hop off, give me a 5 in the comments if you love this call. Did you get any value? Did you get any value? Connie says she loved it. Ramanada, I didn't hear from you today. What happened? Rebecca loved it. Awesome. Nina, well, thank you so much. And you guys, I forgot to tell you. Oh my God, don't leave. Because I have a 5-day training. I've been seeing all of your questions because a lot of people have been joining the group. So I decided to create a 5-day training where I teach you the 5 things that you need in order to learn how to position yourself as a premium coach. Because that's what you guys came to learn to this group, to the Magnetic Secrets for Entrepreneurs. So I created 5 different distinctions that I have used with my clients recently to be able to quickly position them as a premium coach in their niche. So we're going to talk about all of those distinctions, and it's too much for one day, for like one live training. So I decided to break it up in 5 different trainings, and we're going to meet in Zoom every single day so that I can like give you Q&A. And so we're going to start, I think it starts on August 9th. It's called Position to Magnetize. I called it that training. And so make sure that you're all joining because you're going to get free coaching, but also you're going to get the chance to be able to learn what are those things that you're going to need in order to position yourself as a premium coach. And if you are being here following me for a while and you're like, I love the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, Juliana. I've been watching you, want to join. Your testimonials are ridiculous. What is going on? What is the magic that you give people there? I want to invite you to apply today because on July 31st, the $1,000 bonus or like early bird prize goes off. So instead of $10,000, it's going to go up to $11,000. So make sure that you apply, put in your deposit. I'm going to review your application. If I feel like you're a fit, I'll let you know. if I feel like you're not a fit, I'll also tell you. I say no to a lot of people and I guide them to something that's going to help them get to the point where they're ready for magnetize and monetize. I never make an offer to somebody that I don't feel is going to absolutely rock it. This is why I have the best testimonials probably in the industry. I think so. My clients think so too, because I never take a client that I don't feel like I can help. So you can trust that I'm going to tell you the truth, and you're going to get everything that you need if you join the program. And the link is in the comments. Thank you, Kim. You can go and apply there. And the 5-day training is right there. Oh my God, I love my team. They got everything under control. So click on that link to join the challenge. And if you want to apply for the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, I'd love to have you. I love you all so much. Thank you for coming. I love hanging out with you. And I'll see you in the group. Bye.